What's going on, everyone? This is Matt, SqueakyClean Air. Today we're going to be bagging a new gen Toyota Corolla hatchback. Pretty excited for this. They're really sweet looking cars, and I can't wait to share the process with you guys. Stay tuned. All right, so here it is. I already got it on the lift. Took out the front wheels. There's the suspension right here. Very simple suspension, not too hard. This is good. Perfect. And this is the rear suspension. I already took out the rear spring. Not very hard. Just use one of these, which is modified. Loosen up this bolt of the lower control arm over here and gently raise it down or drop it down using the support. And what that will do is will allow you to remove the spring. Once the spring is removed, remove the lower rubber, obviously, because we're going to be putting an air spring in place. And where's the spring? The spring's right here, and then also the springs right here, and also the upper seal as well, because those are going to be unnecessary. So we're going to chisel away and do the other side. The removal of shock is really easy. You don't have to do it from the inside of the trunk. You can just do it from up here, which is pretty much like the standard for 99% of the cars that are coming out these days, where the upper mounts are not bolted on the top. We have to go reach through the trunk anymore. It's all done externally and very simple by just loosening up those two bolts there. The lower retaining bolt from the lower control arm over here, or the link or knuckle, and Bob's your uncle. So remove that, put in the air shock or the shock, and then put in the air spring. And we're going to mount that up in just a minute. Stay tuned. And then we're going to run the lines, do the fronts, and keep on going. Okay, so the direct fit bag is in. Very simple. It has an opening over there and the upper mount specifically designed for this car for a tit that locks up over there. The bottom is tightened up to the lower control arm. Also fits on the cup that's in there as well. So the bag is nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. The shocks could be a little bit of a pita. This car is like pretty much brand new, so it's very easy for me to loosen them up. You can get to the shock actually from the back here, which is retained over here by this bolt. So you guys can fit a ratchet over here and loosen this up. But if you have issues where, for example, this is a car that's been through a couple winters and this bolt is super seasoned, you guys can't unseason it, using heat or whatever, or torch and whatever, and it's just stuck on there forever, you guys can remove these shields. There's one shield over here, and then there's another shield on the other side over here as well too. This one's attached by a clip by a clip over here and a bolt over here, and then that gives you access from this side, as you guys can see over here, and that allows you to put in an impact to loosen it up and without any issues if the wrench just doesn't do it for you, right? So wrench access here, but if it doesn't do it here, and 17 millimeter bolts up top to loosen this up. Super simple. This suspension is literally very simple. So up here, 217 standard, pretty much, and the shock mounts over there. Then you bring up the whole control up here, bolt this up. This is a 14, I believe this is a 17 on the other side. Put the bag, that's it. So if you guys can see, there's a fitting right there. I'm gonna run the line behind this subframe over here, just all around back to the behind the bumper. So very simple access to get the rear airline in there. No complications whatsoever. It just goes right into the bag. Same thing on this side. And I'm going to go chisel at the front, do the front, and then I'm going to run the lines. And stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes with this video. All right, so this is the front suspension. Whenever you're doing any kind of a front suspension setup, well, 90% of the cars, what I always start with is the end links. You want to do that because you want to remove the preload from the sway bar on the shock. If you don't remove the end links and you start tinkering with the shock, not good, because that shock is going to be under pressure. So do yourself a favor, whenever you're doing front end suspension, always remove the end links. Now you guys are like, oh my God, this is rotted. This is so bad. How do I tackle this? Well, first of all, we start everything with a bit of heat from a torch. I like to use the yellow MAP torch just to kind of wiggle things up and spice it up and set things on fire. No, I'm just kidding. Make it a little bit hot and spicy. So let's do that first. Now, one word of caution, when you guys are using fire, don't burn yourself for one. This is just for demonstration purposes. Please, if you're handling any kind of a flammable device, do know what the hell you're doing. Now, also, when you are directing the flame, please don't direct the flame on the shock because you don't want to heat up the shock and blow it up. Probably won't happen, but you want to do yourself a favor not to do that. You want to go within this direction. You want to go in the direction of where the threads meet the actual nut, and you don't want to go in the direction where the rubber is because you don't want to go so hard as you're going to melt the rubber. So just something like this. Not too crazy. Just keep paying attention to what you're doing just to kind of loosen things up, make it hot and spicy. But no, this is not ready to be removed. Why? It's because you have all this crud and all this rust that are on the threads. So that's going to prevent you from getting it nice and clean. So what do? Very simple. This is step number 2. I take trusty but rusty. No, not rusty but trusty. But I take one of these guys. This is not a plug for DeWalt, but their shit is actually really, really good. And this is a regular brushless DeWalt Impact. And I got one of these on it. Yeah, you guessed it. One of these. You can buy them anywhere. I bought this one at Canadian Tire. And what do? You guessed it. Take it and spin it and clean it. Holy shit, it's getting a lot better. But what I want to do is I want to focus on the threads. I want to clean it up as best as possible. Obviously, if you don't have an impact, you're more than welcome to use a wire brush. Why not? But this is starting to look a lot better. And we have also exposed a lot of the threads, which will make it easier for it to slide off. Because a lot of these times, these tie rod knots are very, very hard to remove. And a lot of you guys struggle. But partially the reason why you guys are struggling is because, one, the threads are seized. You didn't apply any heat to sort of loosen things up, or anti-seize for that matter. And you guys are going to chisel at it, and then there you go. It won't work. So this should come off a lot easier. And yeah, so we'll go and remove this end link from this side because the other one's already removed, and continue on with the front strut removal. All right, fine. So I do realize that not everyone will be able to afford a super fancy DeWalt Impact. But once you get it all clean and taken to this direction, this spot, it's probably a good idea to take any one of these $5 wire brushes you can buy at a dollar store. This happened to be an OEM Tools one. And clean the threads before you put it back in. Always clean the threads. And the reason why you want to get into the habit of always cleaning the threads, because when you're going to put in the bolt and the nut, you'll have less chance of a stripping bolt. You'll have it'll go in a lot nice and smooth. You know, it'll be a nice mating to the nut when you put it over, and you'll just keep everything nice and clean and solid with no issues. You know, why not? While you have it out, why not clean it? Obviously, this is not cleaned yet. I'd have to clean it a lot nicer, and that way it'll be prepared for it to go back into the shock. In our case, it's going to be an air strut, and we're going to put the nut on top of it and call it a day. So make sure you keep everything nice, clean, and tidy.